Hi, I'm Jim. How are you? Well, let's talk about old age stuff. Old age. That would be if you're over 50, 60, 65, 70. I'm 76 as of January the 13th of this year. So, wanted to talk about how I feel when I wake up. Maybe you can identify. Just wanted y'all to feel that what you're feeling might be normal at our age. We want to sleep late. It's hard. It's hard to fall asleep for me. I take a cocktail of medication, over-the-counter medication, and if that doesn't work, I sometimes take a cupful of NyQuil. That always put me to sleep. The only problem with mixing all these drugs over the counter, those pills for you're supposed to take one. I take two. I take Tylenol or two, not PM, but just Tylenol, regular Tylenol, and then Xanax. Takes that much. I've got a high tolerance here. Maybe shouldn't be telling you all this, but it takes that much to get me to sleep within 2 hours. Now, I want to hold off and warn you against taking NyQuil. NyQuil has a lot of chemicals in it, and I've discovered that even though it puts you to sleep, it'll shut down your ability to go to the restroom for number one. You have to sort of sit on the seat for up to 5 minutes because very little urine will come out at a time. Um, that's because of how that those chemicals affect us when we get older, especially if we've mixed it with those over the counter pills that you get from Kroger's or Walgreens. The Xanax, it's a good mixture with it. It helps me fall asleep, I think. I experiment around. I should experiment around not taking it, but if you stop taking something like Xanax or Klonopin, you've got to go off of it slowly, or you could have a reaction of withdrawal. So sleep is a major problem for us oldies but goodies. Sleep is a real bad problem, and then you may not even want to get up at 11 or 12, but about 12, it's about time to get up anyhow. If you don't get up at 12, get up at 1. Now, I go ahead, this AM, 1 a.m. Uh, what I find helpful is I have someone here at the house that will remind me to get up and drink coffee. So I'll have 1 cup of coffee if it's a big cup, or 2 small cups of coffee. And then I take one of those drinks of Ensure or what's the other one? Atkins drinks, and also what's that third one? It's Ensure, Atkins, and Boost. So that helps me get all the vitamins at once in about 5 minutes drinking. That's not to say that later on I have a regimen of pills that are vitamins that I also take for other things like COQ10, COQ10 for heart, to repair the heart or help the heart repair. And then we got fish oil, cleans out the crud that may be accumulating in your blood vessels. And then if you really want to get extra help, and you won't hear this often, get red yeast rice, red yeast, YEAST rice, and take it. And what it does is it lowers your cholesterol, especially if you take it with fish oil and coenzyme Q. You'll find your labs going back into the normal range if they weren't normal to start with. I also will throw in a calcium at night in my cocktail. Calcium tablets will help you sleep. Like they used to say, if babies didn't sleep, give them a warm milk. It was because of the calcium. Okay, so we get up in the morning, and whether it's 10, 11, 12, 1, and then the mind's not really searching for anything to feel good about. So you're watching TV, if news for an hour or two. So I start waking up pretty good toward 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is about the time I think, okay, it's time in the next 30 minutes to or next hour to decide where I want to eat lunch, which will also be my supper. So we'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and decide. Is it going to be the hamburger joint, or is it going to be a shrimp and seafood joint, or we have two alligator joints here. I've been in one, but I didn't eat the alligator. I never went back to it because I didn't like what I ate. The one here that I haven't tried, they cook the alligator outside. I see the big cooker that they have, and I passed by today, and no one was being out there cooking alligators. Now, you tell me if you've had it, if it was good or not. I'm hoping that I may go in there and try their menu, and they'll have something other than alligator, or maybe I'll even ask for a sample taste of alligator meat that's been cooked. So at night, I read a lot. I read a lot of books, mostly spiritual books. It's on a whole lot of topics: healing, divine healing. That's for example. but a lot more, like people who live to be 100. Like I'm reading a book now by a lady that when she wrote the book was 102 years old, and she's got a new book out now, but I haven't ordered it. I put that in the category of spiritual books because she went through a divorce at age 70 some, and set up her practice as a doctor again. She and her husband had been in private practice, and when he left, she had to convince some office building that even though she was in her 70s, she was capable of making payments, which she did. And I think she still does limited counseling. She would be 104 now. So I read these to give me hope because I wake up depressed. I've stopped seeing people in counseling, and I've kept my my counseling licenses valid, up to date, as well as liability insurance. You wouldn't guess how much it costs to keep everything tuned up to where you can see people and give advice, but that's the way it is. And I figure if I live to be 100, if anything goes a different way right now, I may set up an office again, and I'll still have my licenses. And that's the beautiful thing about being in the field where you have a license, whether you're a doctor or nurse or some licensed counselor. There's about 4 or 5 different types of licensed counselors. So toward the end of the night, I'll take a shower and I'll go ahead and lay down and start reading. And when those cocktail of pills kick in, I'll turn the light off. And even though I may still be awake for an hour or two, I'll think about things that mostly things that I want to do in the future if I have the energy. Also, spiritual things like praying to God. I do things like that. Okay, now here's the thing. You may not have made it this far, but if you liked it, feel free to hit like, and also if you want to subscribe. This is the way I go. I am free flowing, but the things I say will be true. They won't be scripted, as you can tell, and I don't edit anything. So thanks for joining me and joining me again. This is the second video for today. Take care now.